Start your thread behind the bead and run it halfway down the hook shank. After removing your tag end of thread, create a long dubbing loop. You're going to want it pretty long just to keep it out of your way. So tie it in at the base of the hook shank and let it rest on the jaws of your vise. After removing the body glass from the package, you're going to notice it's pretty elastic. Before tying it in, cut the end off into a point. And then once you have it secured, pull on it just a little bit as you bring your thread wraps over it. This is going to keep it from bulking up. You can now create a tapered underbody and then pull off a length of holographic tinsel. If you don't have any gold on hand, just use whatever color you have available. Either way, it's going to show underneath the body glass and give a pretty interesting effect. This is a good time to either use a half hitch or a one-turn whip finish to lock your materials in place. When creating the underbody, first up is going to be your holographic tinsel. Next up is the body glass material. Be careful with the first few wraps as you're pretty close to that hook point and you don't want to rip it as you're going around. Be sure to take slightly overlapping turns as you pull on the material to stretch it a bit. This is a good place for a one-turn whip finish. Grab your dubbing and pull a small pinch of it out of the package. If you don't have the exact one here, just grab something that's close. Once you've removed a bit from the package, be sure to flatten it out between your fingers. I find this helps it fill the loop a little bit better without bulking up. With your dubbing in place, you can now spin your twister, remove any excess, and spread it out a little bit before gripping it with your hackle pliers. Taking somewhat evenly spaced turns up the hook shank, you're going to want to put that thread right into the grooves of the body glass that you had previously wrapped. Tie off your material and cut off the excess thread. Remove a hen feather from the saddle. You're going to want to find one whose fibers extend past the hook gap. Prep your material by stripping off one side and tying it in right behind the bead. After cutting your material off, you can do a whip finish, or if you're like me and you can't stand that spot that's behind the bead, just put a little dubbing in it, fill it in, and then you can whip finish. Remove that last length of thread and your fly is complete. Thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe to our channel. If you have any questions, comments, things you want to see us tie, or suggestions, be sure to leave them in the comments section.